On this episode of Jeep Creep, we are going to do some awesome rear liftgate mods that I think some people might actually be able to use for their existing equipment. First, I got some 1 1/4 cap. These are PVC end caps, and I just attached it to the end with a bolt, and it has a little bit of a pivot to it, so it's nice, and it won't get stuck in the sand or dirt or whatever, or sink, which is exactly what you want, and it'll stay relatively clean and also stay level on unlevel surfaces. Next, I grabbed some wheels. These are just 4-bolt pattern, and it's 1 inch, I believe, spaced, which fits my 1 and change space square tube that I'll be putting on it, and it'll work like a hinge. I really love the Simpson strong ties, and I think this is a 3x5. I always use it as a giant washer. I took and drilled some holes through it on both sides, and I got the plates on both sides, and now I got it anchored on and sandwiched in place. I got 3 foot of punched hole square tube that's 36 inches long, and then on the inside I believe it's 1 inch square tube, and you just slide it in place. Then you drill a hole where it's appropriate, somewhere in the middle. And I bought a round head pin, wire head pin, and I believe this one is 5/16 and 2 3/4. So what does this do for you? Well, as you can see in the background, this was a really windy day. We had 50-mile-an-hour gusts, and check out my tailgate there. It ain't moving, and that's why you do this. You have nice solid footing, and then you have a nice covered shelter as well. That back ramp is, I'm going to use that, obviously to load my vehicle, but it's also going to be a little patio too. And then I'll probably run a screen around the top of that door, which will come up in a later video, so stay tuned for that. The coolest thing is this is height adjustable, so if it's unlevel terrain, no problem. You want to dip your door down a little bit because it's raining or need more shade, no problem. Just like that, I got it dialed in at an angle that I wanted. And it's nice and strong and sturdy, even in high winds. You can't beat that. Picked up a second pair of 1 inch rolling wheels with 4-bolt pattern, and made a second set for basically putting it away for storage. Just pull out that same pin and lock it in place, and then you got a nice storage spot for it, and it's a lot easier to set up. No messing around with tent poles and all that junk. To keep the door closed and locked up in place, I have a slide bolt lock that I can put a couple padlocks on for easy security, storage, and opening and closing. Now that I got all that figured out, all I need to do is fill in the rear wall. I'm not done yet. That's obviously a big gap there still. And I might trim it short a little bit because the original sidewalls go back farther. I'm not sure yet, but we'll figure that out in the future videos to come. Anyways, stay tuned for another exciting episode of Jeep Creep.